Hi, it's Colin Cowherd. I started The Volume to bring you some of the most authentic voices in sports. While you're here, make sure you hit subscribe. Thanks.
The Rams and Tampa Bay. You're telling me that everybody is coming on the Bucs professionally, and it doesn't make any sense to me. I did bet the Rams at +3 early this morning. The line is down to 2.5 now. And so you're telling me a lot of money coming in on the Bucs, which surprises me given the movement of the line, given this was a game we talked about the other day on Tuesday. People were going to wait to see what was going on with the injuries on the offensive line. Yesterday, Tristan Wirfs and Ryan Jensen did not practice. Doesn't mean they won't play, but they could barely protect Tom Brady against the Eagles, who don't have a very good pass rush. Von Miller and Aaron Donald and a defensive secondary, even with Eric Weddle in the defensive secondary, it's a much better defense against a really banged up offense.
Yeah. And again, I think the professional money is who the hell is Stafford to be catching less than 3 against Brady. And that's what I said to them. I said, listen, I get it. That's a fair excuse. But when I'm looking at the numbers, like you just talked about the offensive line, Bruce Arians said these guys aren't practicing no matter what till Friday. So when I'm reading the cliff notes and reading about what the beat reporters are saying for the Buccaneers, it feels like that center is going to play. The center will be back and healthy, but the left tackle, he's all pro. He's going to be out. Like, I really don't think he's going to play. He's
and
been
his
in a
backup
walking
is injured.
Really?
Yeah.
And again, in a walking boot all week. It's Thursday. This man weighs over 300 pounds. Like, if he needs a walking boot to get around, I don't know if that ankle is going to hold up. Again, he tried coming back in the game when he had the adrenaline and had gotten a shot, and he couldn't do it. Like, he could not put weight onto that ankle. So I do think the center will be back, but that's a big deal, that guy being out on the left side. So you just talked on it, Chad. I mean, we're going to be sitting here on Tuesday. I'm going to feel like a freaking idiot taking this Rams team against Brady. Like, it's that simple, but I have to take the better team in this position. I just like the Rams. I feel like they've earned it to me that this line should be closer towards a pick. And the value is starting to shift towards Brady. Like, if this number gets to 2, by my system account, like, that's where the value is. It's on taking Brady, but I'm on the Rams. I just like the Rams. I'm split this week. I'm on 2 favorites, 2 dogs. This is one of the dogs I like. If you can't get the 3 anymore with this Rams team, like Chad said, just take the money line. You're betting them at such a short number like this. You just take the money line in this position. So Stafford with Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham, who looked great last week. This is his game. Like, this secondary, the Buccaneers team, they are terrible. They're down to 5th and 6th string starters on their cornerbacks right now. So you have arguably the best receiver that we've ever seen play football in Cooper Kupp. And, flashes of brilliance from Odell Beckham. Stafford, you got to do it this week. You're not going to have Sony Michel running over this team. Like, you're not winning like you were against the Cardinals. We're going to need Stafford to step up and win us this game. So it's scary, Chad, but I'm doing it, buddy. I believe in this Rams team. I'm taking that number.
It's also scary when you do this. Look, I like the Titans. I like the Chiefs. I like the Rams. It's not going to be another weekend where it's sort of predominantly favorites. And so it's just scary to think, are we on every wrong side? Like, is it going to be the Bengals and the Bucs and the Bills? And then we haven't talked about the Packers and the Niners yet, but I like the Rams here too. I bet the Rams. I'll put it in the Action Network app. Oh man.
Yeah. Like, you could argue every week you need the bounces to go your way. All these teams are so close. Again, the Action Network keeps tweeting out, this is the shortest lines all combined ever since 1988. This is one of the best divisional rounds we've had in a long time. Just max competitive edges on both teams. So you're dead on, Chad. Like, we're going to need bounces to go our way for us to win and cover these numbers. Like, 4-0 this week, that's just pure luck. Like, yeah, I could act like I have all the skill in the world. No, that's pure luck if you're going 4-0 this week, because all these teams match up so well with one another.
The stat that you're referring to is that this weekend, the combined total for the point spreads in all 4 games is below 14, which is the first time that's happened.
And again, this is another game. I love the under. I know a bunch of professionals, they really like the under in this matchup between the Rams. And we've seen what this Rams defense can do. They shut down that Cardinals team like it was nothing last week. Obviously, they're not going to do that against Tom Brady. But with Matthew Stafford's shakiness and Tom Brady go up against a much better defense in that Eagles team, again, I don't think they're going to be getting a lot of short fields against this Rams team, hopefully, with Stafford. So I like them. I'm with the pros on that. Right now, it's sitting at 48.5, 49. I'd take this down to 47. So that's a good number, taking that under.
All right, last game on the board. San Francisco 49ers visiting the Green Bay Packers. The Niners are 6-point underdogs. You had alluded to the other day conversations that are happening about Jimmy G's health. There hasn't been anything official that's come out, but there still continues to be a lot of chatter about how healthy he is. Not to the point that Trey Lance is going to play, just sort of his ability to execute, which is making me very anxious about betting the Niners at +6.
I'll retweet a clip out. He practiced yesterday, Jimmy. It looked like he had really good zip on the ball. Again, it's hard to say because who knows what his injury is, but the rumors are even I've seen even their beat writers write about it. It's his shoulder. It's his throwing shoulder that he got a little banged up on. Didn't look like much though. Again, in that practice, he had good zip on the ball. Wasn't throwing it at guys' feet. Wasn't throwing it over their head. When it ran in their chest, ran their hands or by their heads. As long as he has accuracy and the ball is coming out of his hand quick, I'm back on the 49ers. I think Jimmy, he did exactly what I needed to see. I needed to see him look healthy, make passes, and not just be like a lazy, practice two-step drop, just throwing it. Really seeing him put some, oomph behind his passes and really throw a tight spiral. Look good. Looked exactly what I expect Jimmy to look like. So nothing's changed, buddy. I'm going to probably sprinkle more on the first half money line for this 49ers team than I am full game, just because, again, I've talked to a bunch of pros. They're right. I might be buying too much into my own future in this 49ers team that they're going to pull the actual upset off with Green Bay. It's fair argument to say it's Aaron Rodgers' year. Again, he's at MVP. They're the best team of football. When they're fully healthy, all their pieces are there. They are the best team. But we talked all last show about their weakness is running. They cannot stop the run on defense. We saw with this 49ers team to that Dallas Cowboys team. They made Dak sit on his ass. He couldn't get a rhythm. The man could not find a rhythm. You saw once he found a rhythm was in the fourth quarter, because they kept getting short fields and they kept getting the ball and they had more time with the ball. This is the formula to beat this Aaron Rodgers team. Aaron Rodgers, we've seen it when they lost that Buccaneers. The Bucs, they got lucky with that Scotty Miller touchdown before halftime last year in the NFC Championship game. But they also ball controlled it. They really ball controlled that game and kept Rodgers off the field. He made a little comeback at the end of the game once he got in a rhythm. But again, it was too late by then. So looking at this 49ers team, I have to believe that their run game is going to make this game close. 6 is such a big number. I really can't believe it's just sitting up there. That's what I kind of feel like a little bit like a fool taking it. But then I look at the numbers and it looks like it's public and sharp money coming in heavy on Green Bay. And in the playoffs, it's usually good to be on the opposite side of the public and the professionals. The bookmakers usually know what they're doing. So unless this number shoots all the way up to 7, 6.5, I'm feeling pretty damn good about taking a 6 here. That's a fair number. That's a really sharp number too, because again, we talk about time, Chad. It lands on 6 often. Okay. It doesn't really land on 7. It's more likely to land on 6. I love the value there. Again, not going to put as much on the full game money line just because I have a futures with the 49ers, but first half money line, Green Bay coming out slow after extended rest against a team 49ers that they're ready for this. Again, Shanahan, he's really dominated his ex-existence. And before they beat him this past season, 30-28 against the 49ers, we talked about that. Green Bay had some miracle play at the end with Rodgers to get that field goal to win that game. We know the 49ers were not good to start the year. They're much, much better now, much more confident. Nick Bosa also was practicing, or not practicing, but he was on the field with his helmet yesterday, going through concussion protocols. Fred Warner's supposed to be back too for this 49ers defense. Big deals to me for this team. So I'm sticking to it, Chad. I believe in this 49ers team. I still think they have a really good chance to win outright, but taking that 6, that's the smart play here. You take that number.
Yeah, it's funny. It's the one game that I just cannot seem to get behind. And I normally have so much confidence betting the Niners as a big dog. And I don't know why I'm having a hard time,
Probably because it's Jimmy G playing in, 5 degrees in Green Bay
0
for Sunday?
It'll be 2 degrees and wind chill below 0.
So, fuck. I'm scared too, buddy. But it's we saw last week, Shanahan's run blocking scheme, they dominated Dallas on running that ball. And that's what I have to believe in. It's this guy, yeah, he's one of the worst ever in the fourth quarter, and he can choke away a win like nobody. But taking those 6 points, that's just a lot of points for Shanahan in the playoffs.